candy?
You already know if I'm going to take it?
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turning on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Tonight's video is going to be about cheating. And I did quite a few videos, maybe 3 to 4 videos. Maybe a little bit more than that if I count those Usher videos and that guy Ugale, whoever that African dude is that was dancing with that woman. So, we're going to be talking about clear examples of cheating between both men and women. And I have a theory that I think majority of people on this planet cheats. Now, it depends on what you consider cheating is. And most people, I would say at least 40-50% of people, what they would consider cheating if someone else did it, they would not consider if they were doing it as cheating. Clear example is flirting. And I'm going to put that under the micro cheating umbrella because if someone's flirting with someone else, are you just going to break up with them? If that was the case, I would have had to break up with almost every woman that I've ever been with. Yet, I do think flirting can lead to something else. And a lot of women will say, oh no. And sometimes men will too because they like that engagement. Hey, I like the engagement too. Yet, most of the times when I've been flirting with a woman, it always tends to escalate and it turns the sexual innuendo and eventually it turns into tickling. And to be honest, when a woman is tickling me, I'm going to get aroused. Okay? Just saying. And then you're going to start thinking about a potential thing. Now, nothing may never happen from that today, but maybe at some point in time, it may come up later. I have a video right here about 2 lesbians and a man. You just have to see this video. And I picked this one right there because a lot of women will say, oh, women don't cheat. I've seen it too many times with not catching women straight, giving a BJ, or either being on top of a dude, but I've seen the groundwork being laid. And a lot of times this happens when a woman is moving on to another relationship. But I'm going to continue this later. Anyway, let's watch the video.
Marshall versus Pham. The Marshalls are suing Mr. Pham for $5,000 for the cost of a gender reveal party. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And Mr. Pham, you say you're not the father, so you don't owe him anything.
That's correct.
Okay, well, this sounds interesting. Let's begin with the plaintiffs. So you say he owes you the cost of the gender reveal party you were having for a baby you're expecting.
Yes, that's
Tell
correct.
the court
Your
what
Honor.
happened.
Yeah. So we had an agreement with Robert that he would be the father to both of our babies. You know, this is my wife. We are married. We have always wanted a family. It's very important to us that the children are related. So unfortunately, the only way to do that is if they have the same father. And he made an agreement, his idea, that he would be the father to both those babies because, you know, everything's so expensive. And artificial insemination, sperm donor, it's like so expensive. And yeah.
So wait, he said he made this up. Mr. Pham, you also wanted to have children?
I did. Yes.
You all know each other and been friends?
Yes.
About 12 years since college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've known each other since college.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You also wanted to be a dad, Mr. Pham.
Yes.
Did you make up the idea that, hey, I'll father your children, that way they'll be siblings, half siblings, siblings nonetheless?
Well, initially I was pretty hesitant about helping them get pregnant, but because I've known them for so long, we were really good friends.
So wait, they say you asked them. Did they ask you or you asked them?
They initially came to me, but we agreed upon it together.
Okay, that's your side, I understand. So you were...
He was like, hell yeah. Oh, boy. I mean, they're not bad looking. I mean, those are average women. Those are what a lot of women out here look like. And and I guess he figured he lucked up and got two for the price of one. And this is the thing that I'm going to say right now. Those two are lesbians. Okay? Well, they are supposedly just into women. One's going to come out that she did have a relationship with a man and they were friends. Okay? And see, this is the thing too that I think a lot of men are not honest. Like, I have a lot of female associates that I do consider attractive. I would not make a move on because either they're married. I know that we probably would not be a good fit, and them vice versa for me. Under normal circumstances, if I knew they was interested, if I was single, well, I am single. If they was not in a relationship with somebody else, and I knew that they was, I already say that, then I would definitely make a attempt. Okay, that's the thing about men. It is in the back of our mind if the woman is attractive. The thing is, though, we will never make a play depending on certain morals or how we think. I wouldn't do it, once again, if they're in a relationship, because I would not want it done to me. And some of them, even though they are pretty, I might find them physically attractive. I don't really like their personality. Well, I don't like how they treated their man, so I wouldn't get in a relationship with them. Now, I probably will hook up with them, but not be in a relationship with them.
reluctant at first, but then you agreed.
That's correct.
Why did you agree?
Well, I've known these people for 10 years. We were really good friends. We spent a lot of time together. They make a beautiful couple, and they're beautiful people. And, you know, they're unable to have this kid on their own. And so I agreed to help them with that.
All right.
Out of the kindness of my own heart.
So he consented, and you all started the process.
Yes. We slept together. Yes.
Oh, okay. So you all did the old-fashioned way.
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Saved on costs.
Yep. Save no cost.
Okay,
Yes,
got it. Got it. Just use the parts that we got.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So both of you, or who got pregnant?
We both are. Yeah, we're both pregnant. Yeah.
Oh, right now?
Yes,
Correct.
right now. Right now, Your Honor. We are both expecting.
Oh, this is good. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're both pregnant right now
Yeah.
by Mr. Pham.
Yes. Correct.
And so were the genders revealed?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, what are we having?
I'm having a girl. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm having a boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got girl and boy. Oh, you all did really well.
I know,
girl
right?
and boy.
That's what I'm saying. We
Got it
got
down. All right. So we got girl and boy. And why is there an issue? I thought we're all happy. This means the plan worked. Why are you suing him for the cost of the party? He agreed to pay for it?
He agreed to pay for it and is now refusing. Yes, I'll. So at the party, it was at a restaurant that we rented out for $5,000. We invited our family, our friends, exes in relationships, because we invited the exes that we're still on good terms with. You know, we're all civil, we're all friends.
Yeah, that's big.
This is an adult relationship.
Yes.
We're very secure in our commitment. Yeah. And one of those exes happens to be my ex-husband from a handful of years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
More the merrier.
And we are on civil, positive terms. Yeah. And at some point during the party at the restaurant, I was speaking with Kevin, my ex-husband, outside of the restaurant, and Robert came up and saw us speaking and seemed to think that something was two ways going along romantically, consensually, and he thinks that he is now not the father of the child that I'm carrying.
Oh.
Coming up, it looked like they were having intercourse with clothes on.
So let him tell that part of the story, because I do want to hear from you, Mr. Pham. So you're at the gender reveal party.
That's correct.
The one you agreed to pay for.
Yes, under the terms that they were my kids.
Okay, well, that's understandable. What is it about her interaction with her ex that made you just fly off the handle and decide, I'm not paying?
Well, she's saying they were speaking outside, Your Honor. I believe they were doing a lot more than just speaking outside.
Oh.
As a matter of fact.
What did you see?
Well, there was a couple of things. Initially, I saw them dancing very intimately on the dance floor. And when I say intimately, I mean it looked like they were having intercourse with clothes on.
What?
And on top of that, when they didn't think that anyone noticed, I saw both of them go to the side of the restaurant, exchange kisses, fondling with each other, doing God knows what else. And so that's when I approached them.
Did y'all have liquor at this gender reveal?
I was sober, Your Honor. I was sober.
Drunk. We were, of course, not drinking. Of course we were sober. But Robert had been drinking, and as had Kevin.
It was open bar.
Yes.
So, Your Honor, I went up to them and confronted them about the situation. And that's when she was actually defending her ex-husband, talking about how he was so much better in bed and all of this crazy nonsense. It was just bizarre.
But see, she was pregnant, so she said she didn't have a drink. Because, sometimes they say a drunk person's words are a sober person's thoughts. But they weren't drinking. So she started telling you how the ex-husband was better in bed than you?
That's correct.
Were you saying that, Ms. Marshall?
I was not. And
he's making all of this up.
The interaction between Kevin and I on the side of the restaurant, from untrained eyes, looked suggestive. Kevin was drunk. He was happy for us that we are having a family, and he was getting a little affectionate, maybe overly affectionate, and I didn't want to cause a scene. I knew that he was happy for me, so I went along with it.
So he was like hugging you, and I'm so happy for you, but being a little bit too handsy.
Yes, and I knew he means well. It was not anything like that. And
you weren't offended by it. You just felt like it was somebody that had a few too many to drink and that was very familiar with you.
Yes.
So they were kind of overstepping the personal boundaries.
Yes. And I didn't want to make a scene at this party, so it was all fair game.
So when Mr. Pham confronted you like, well, wait, if you like this with your ex, I don't know if this baby is mine or not. What did you say?
Again, I was not making a scene, trying to mitigate the situation. Like, it's all good. There's nothing problem happening here. I don't know what he's talking about you are so much better in bed than I am.
Let me ask you something. Were you drinking? Like, do you think your judgment was impaired a little bit? Maybe you were just being a little paranoid.
I don't drink,
extra.
Your Honor.
You don't drink at all. You sober. You saw what you saw.
I saw what I saw.
What did you see?
I saw hands going in places where they shouldn't have been going.
Okay, Robert. Okay.
Lips making connections with necks. And it was just a situation that shouldn't have happened. It just was.
So once you confronted her and she said, listen, it's nothing. Like, he's had some drinks. I'm fine. There's nothing. I'm not. That did not ease your doubt?
Not at all, Your Honor. I know Ashley. I've known her for 10 years, and there was a look in her eyes that let me know that there was something much more going on with her and her ex-husband. And you know what? His ex-husband even looked at me. Her ex-husband even looked at me and told me that they wanted him initially to be the father.
Oh.
And that was another red flag.
So he said, So he was like, listen, they wanted me to be the father at first, but I didn't want to do it, so now you're doing it.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And now you have doubt.
And now
about just Ashley's baby or Katrina's as well?
At the very least, Ashley's baby. And I don't know, Katrina seems to be completely content and enabling this whole situation.
Robert,
so if she's cool with that,
you know that's
it makes me question whether or not she's also having sex with.
You know what? We are in a committed adult relationship.
Oh, I just had a light bulb. So are you feeling like they may have been having sex with her ex and you because their intent was to make sure they conceived? So maybe he was a part of this too, and whoever gets us pregnant first, we're pregnant.
That's correct, Your Honor. And if I'm going to be paid...
You think that was the plan?
From what they told me, that wasn't supposed to be the plan. From what they told me, I was supposed to be the father.
Correct.
And if I'm supposed to be the one
because
paid...
Because then they wouldn't be siblings, because one of you could have gotten... Yeah?
Correct.
Yes. But your point was maybe they had tried this previously with him, and now they're trying it with me, and now you have doubt.
That's correct.
My staff did have you submit to DNA testing, and I have the result. And so at the end of the day, once you felt like you didn't know if the babies were yours, you were like, I'm not paying for this shower.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it is clear that the reason why you would agree to pay for their gender reveal is to reveal the gender of babies you thought were yours. So I'm going to agree to pay for this $5,000, have a big party, let's have a big celebration because you think you're the dad. Then you see this intimate moment and you start thinking and you're like, hold on, before I drop $5,000, I want to make sure these kids are mine.
That's right.
And it seems reasonable under the circumstances, even though we don't know if you're overreacting or not. But I'll tell you one thing about a paternity doubt. It never minimizes. It only maximizes. I've been doing this a long time. I've rarely seen paternity doubt minimized to where someone just says, okay. It usually just keeps festering and festering until you know for sure. So before we get to the ruling on the gender reveal party and the cost associated with it, I think it's important that we get the paternity results. My staff did have you submit to DNA testing, and I have the results. As it relates to the child, the unborn child of Katrina Marshall, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Pham, you are the father. You are the father.
One of two.
You don't need to make comments like
that. So you're serious about this. You had that much doubt.
Well, it was actually...
I got it. Well, we have that result as well.
No, Robert, you know that you're the father. You know that you're the father. You were there. We're
going to find out.
We slept together?
We're going to find out.
Okay.
As it relates to the unborn child, Ashley Marshall, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Pham, you are not the father.
I knew it. And you try to have me pay for it.
Ooh, boy.
He's not the father. Ms. Marshall?
I don't even know what to say. So you've been lying to me this entire time, Ashley? I have not been lying to you. Oh, obviously you have. You said it was just a kiss.
Oh, it was a kiss? Well, I guess it was more than that.
We'll talk about this. So I can't believe you would humiliate me like this in a courtroom. I absolutely cannot believe this.
So, Ms. Marshall, are you ready to admit something that perhaps you weren't ready to admit before these paternity results? Because I will always say this. Plaintiffs may lie and defendants may lie, but the DNA, it never lies.
Yes. I did have relations with my ex-husband before the contract was drawn up.
Before the contract was drawn up with Mr. Pham.
Correct. Oh, before, Your Honor. What about the agreement between us? Huh? We'll talk about it later. Oh, okay. You don't want to do it here. No.
The children now will both have different fathers. That wasn't your original plan.
No, that's not our original plan, Your Honor.
And yet, you still have two beautiful children coming into this world. You're very blessed. The question now becomes the $5,000 for the gender reveal party. Do you expect Mr. Pham to put on a gender reveal party for a baby that's not his?
No, I don't. No, I don't think that's fair.
All right. Well, the judgment is simple then. Mr. Pham, you've got one baby. You agreed to pay for the gender reveal party for the children who would be yours. And so therefore, judgment for the plaintiff for $2,500. I wish you all the very best of luck. You guys got a lot of mess to sort out, because the thing about it, when you bring children into the world, now you have a responsibility to figure out how to co-parent with all of these folks that are involved. Court is adjourned. Thank you.
All rise. Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the co-plaintiffs. The defendant owes $2,500.
I'm sorry. I should have believed you. I'm stunned. I'm humiliated. I can't believe.
I gotta give her that.
Court.
I still want to be in my baby's life. And I'm just glad that this is over and it's all figured out.
So what did we learn tonight, kiddies, or early this morning? That anybody is capable of cheating. Women, men. While that man was right to doubt that kid was his, this is another thing here. Why a lot of men be freaking out with the body count. Because we be thinking that woman's probably going to cheat on us. And unlike if a man cheats on a woman, and don't get me wrong, when men cheat on women, it's bad too. But at least you know that that's your kid. If a woman cheats on you and she doesn't tell you, she lies, or maybe she don't know, she can pin that pregnancy on you, and you will raise that kid thinking it's yours and it's not. And the thing that a lot of women will downplay that and say, oh, it doesn't matter, or that still trying to make that man believe that that's your kid. And these was two lesbians right here. So that woman cheated on her girl and also lied on that man with someone else that the woman that was with. Maybe that guy was a pookie, a white pookie. Okay, because white dudes can be pookies too, like motorcycle gang, deadbeat. Well, guys that's not trying to do anything with their life. White dudes can be that as well. It's so much I want to say that I am fumbling to add more to this video about cheating. And I use that example right there because I know women will, almost 99% of women will say all men cheat. Okay. Maybe it's some women that may not say that a man will cheat, but they will think most men cheat. And the truth is, most women cheat too. Like, I think the same clip that men would cheat, women will cheat too. And to throw myself under the bus, under normal circumstances, I will not cheat. And truthfully, I do not think cheating is ever the right course of action. Yet, a lot of people will do it. Some of the people that I was in relationships with that will say, "Oh, I hate that guy because that guy's a cheater," or something. Yet they have cheated. They have cheated on me or on another dude or on somebody that they was dating. They have cheated. Thing is, I think a lot of women will excuse when they cheat because they wasn't getting enough attention. The man wasn't putting it down in the bedroom. He was working too much. She got bored. It always seems that when a woman cheats in society, and even other men will also encourage this behavior as well, because they'll ask you, well, not you, they'll ask a woman, is he hitting it right? Oh, he must wasn't hitting it right. That type of silly shit there. I believe anybody's capable of cheating. It depends on their triggers. If you are with a woman that needs a lot of attention and you're not there, she might go somewhere else to get that attention. Some of the thing, the case that I would cheat is usually a revenge cheating type of thing, and I know that's not the right course of action because I've been hurt, or either I haven't caught them, but I have enough evidence that I know that they did something. Or either maybe they told me, but they told me all teary eyed, and I didn't have the heart to kick them the fuck out, or either just to cut it off right there. And that old saying goes, if a person cheats on you, they're probably going to cheat on you again. That goes for both men and women. Okay. So I want to erase that thing that women don't cheat, and it's always uh, a good reason when they do it. Because I can say the same thing for a man. Because a lot of men would cheat because either she's not giving them a BJ, they haven't did it in like 2 or 3 months or something. That's why you have to know the person that you are with. Okay. If it's a guy that you know that he likes to have intercourse, and yet he's saying, oh, no, it's not that important. Oh, it's important. It's important. A lot of men, BJ's is important, especially if the woman was doing it early in the relationship and then she stopped. Now, of course, though, if he's mistreating her or not doing those things that he was doing early in the relationship, depending on if it's a life change, if it's a kid. And that's the thing too. When you have kids, it's going to be harder to do that particular thing. It's going to be harder for the man to give that woman that much attention. It's going to be harder for her to have the energy to do the sex stuff. But the thing is, though, you have to try. You both have to try if you don't want the other person stepping out. And the sad thing is, you may never know if they did it. I do think, though, if they have a person that they keep messing with, eventually it will come out. But if they go on a trip or a vacation somewhere and it's just one and done, you may never find out that the person that cheated on you. So I threw myself under the bus with that cheating thing because I now know why I did it, as again I felt hurt. I wanted to get back at the person for doing that to me. And also it probably was insecurity there, and also was lack of self-worth. Because of course I could leave her, but leave her for what? I didn't have another woman waiting for me. I didn't have some bright life that I was walking off into. And this is why I do think the same way a lot of women will keep their options open, having like guy friends and stuff like that. As a man, you should have options open. Well, not options open, but you should have female associates. And not that you're trying to get at them or talk to them. Because, look, that's what I have. Okay? And if you were to ask any of them, I don't be hitting on them. I don't be like, yo, what you doing or something. There's a few that I might have asked out once, but if I notice the attention is not there, I just back off of that. Okay? Because anyway, I'd rather a woman to be swooning over me when she meets me. That's why I know I need to go out. And I think that's another thing too. In order for the person to not cheat on you, I think either they have to be really religious, or they have to be so infatuated in love with you, and that will fade, that all they can think of is you. Because otherwise, if you just having a normal relationship, I think they will go somewhere else when they can't get certain things from you. That can include attention. It doesn't always boil down to sex. It could just spending time, having fun. And I always say, if you would not like if they did it, and yet you're doing it, but if your partner or your man or your woman is doing what you are doing with somebody else and you wouldn't like it, then don't do it. And then, in a way, then you must consider that cheating. So anyway, that's it. Have a good day or good night, depending on what time zone you are in. I'm out.
I cheated a lot of times.
I'm glad you admitted that.
So you're
Absolutely.
a cheater.
I am a cheater.
Because people act like they fucking never did nothing in their life.
Oh, no, I'm going to tell the truth. I cheat.
What are the circumstances that make you feel like, I'm about to cheat?
When I feel like he gets bored.
Do you feel like you're bored, or you feel like he's bored?
I'm bored. He be loving me. Like, every guy I ever dated always loved me.
Dollar bills, keep you falling from me. I love the way it feels, boss. Some money, dropping on my money. Drop some money on a special yummy, yeah. Drinking, buy the things I like. More, buy, stopping in my ass tonight. Some money, dropping on my money.